Sammy Baugh, though 36 years old and with 15 seasons of pro competition behind him, gives no signs of nearing the end of his amazing career.
Art Monk is now number one, the most prolific pass receiver in the National Football League's history. Touchdown, Washington Redskins.
This is
Oh no. Sorry, I was just getting sick at the just bringing up that game against the damn Cowboys. Firefly is listening. He says, "Yes, I can hear you fine." Maybe it's still loading. It's definitely, yeah. Who knows, man? You know what else wasn't going through? You know what else wasn't going through? Our kicks. Our kicks were not going through the goalposts. What? Check, baby, check, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, baby, check, baby. Here comes the high stepper, murderer. I'm a lyrical gangster, murderer. Excuse me, Mr. Officer. Dude, I was just sitting outside like for the last 3 hours, just freaking leaves, dumping them under the bushes. That's where the dog. That's where the dog goes down the other. Yeah, yeah. You don't even have to like make it. Well, you could make a big pile and burn them or something like that if you want to, and the woods around it, and then the firemen would come up with that like 1950s truck because they can't fit the big truck. Oh, I sure do. I sure was. Dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. I think we were throwing a disc, as a matter of fact. Well, I can still hear you. Hmm. All right, so we were sitting.
okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think I just fixed the mic for people on YouTube. So weird.
Oh nice. I just opened it up. I was going to check it.
Like everything just changes settings for, and I haven't touched it. Like I haven't touched my mic settings from last week, and I go and it's
Dude,
like the wrong mic was selected.
I think that's the same thing that happened with me when I rebooted. Like I figured all that stuff out. I was like, okay, I just changed it on the regular settings, but then I went down to the microphone like icon down at the bottom right, and it was like, no, I'm still on this.
So Firefly is the only person in the world that heard me through the first 5 minutes of this podcast. Well, he didn't miss anything. We're just starting to tell you the story of the fireman
Of the 1940s fire truck.
So my
that came down the road, looking like
it didn't make it, dude. They didn't bring it down the road. Remember, it was just dudes. Because
it was just dudes running down, and then the last dude running down.
It was like a 400
well, he
pound
wasn't
man.
running. It was just like He was just walking really slow. But I mean, they're firemen, like real firemen, and they all had like gear, full gear.
So here's the situation. My house is like on the top of a ridge surrounded by woods, and the top of the ridge is maybe 100 feet wide. And then on each side, it drops down probably about 700 feet, really steep into the woods. I'm on the very end of a, what do they call them? Like the glacier, where the glaciers came down and they ended right here.
Where the glacier stopped, yeah.
It's like a knob, I think they call it. Anyway.
Like
knob.
Floyd's knob.
Aaron's knob. I live at the tip of Aaron's knob. Anyway, back to the story. Somehow our alarm system sent a signal to the fire department that there was a fire at my house. And it was just like a sunny day, and we're just like outside. And all of a sudden,
we were throwing the disc around, just hanging out.
In the and it's a half-mile gravel driveway, small, back to my house. So off in the distance, we hear like fire engines, and we're like, "What the heck? That sounds kind of close." And we're just like, "Whatever," and just kept like playing frisbee or whatever. And then like 10 minutes later, this fireman come running down the road in full garb in the middle of the summer. It was like 100 degrees, and they're like,
"It was
sweating
really hot that day."
And they're like, "We got a fire alarm." But we didn't know if we could get the truck back here. So I was like, so what are they going to do? Like run back here and put it out with their hands? Like, I guess they had a fire
like do you have a half mile?
He had a fire extinguisher.
Oh, that's right. But I'm like, but dude, it was because your wife had set the woods on fire before. So they didn't, that they'd seen that there had been a fire there before.
So anyway, back to the story. There was like 3 or 4 of them that came running down, and then literally like 5 minutes later, a very large fireman made his way back. He ran like a half mile in that like full get up in 100-degree weather. He's like sweating. And he like sits down and like takes his gear off and takes a break. And the other firemen are like, "Well, do you mind if we at least take a look around? Because we got the alarm." And I'm like, "Okay." And they go in and like, the house is fine. Anyway, enough of that. You know what else was not on fire this weekend? Our team. Because they... Hold on. Where Brian Mitchell says it the best.
Oh, yeah.
It's not working. Wait. It's still not working. What in the heck, dude? Our sound effects aren't even working?
At least one was, because it was at least one was from Oh,
did it? Let's see.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Some of them are working. Anyway.
Your ass, mister.
We sucked.
Policeman.
And, I didn't even change the episode number yet. Here, let me fix that. We're like all kinds of discombobulated, like the team.
I have not. This was by far the worst game that I've seen this year.
We could not move the ball at all against the 30th or 31 ranked defense. 31st ranked defense. We couldn't run on him. Brian Robinson came back too early. He keeps getting hurt. We couldn't do anything.
Now he's out. Our backup running back got knocked the F out at the end of that game. Like straight knocked out. So he's going to be out with a concussion probably for a month, if not more. So Brian Robinson Jr. got signed today. Yeah. So and they made him walk off the field. I remember, Aaron, you said you were just like, that's no joke. The last thing the guy wants to do is walk. Like he should get carried off.
Yeah, he should have been carried off. I'm off my game. I even said, let's discuss the debacle of the A game. Is that what I said?
The game.
Oh, that's because I was looking at my mic not working and everything else as I'm trying to do that. Like the entire time I'm doing the intro, I'm looking at like 100 things, making sure they're actually working. So I'm not even paying attention to what I'm saying. Sometimes I don't even say the right team. Anyway, dude,
anyway,
I gotta say,
yeah.
I feel like I was the only person concerned about this game because I'm like, we might win by 3 points. Is what I said before the game. Everyone's like, we're gonna win by like 30. We're gonna like kick their butts. I'm like, dude, this is a Dallas game. You don't know what's gonna happen, but I know that we either barely win or we get destroyed every time we play them. When's the last time
or we do
destroyed
something
them?
like what was it, like 20 years ago when you and I were working at Virginia Tech, and the Redskins went into the fourth. Just never felt this right before.
All right, go ahead.
And so the Redskins took the Cowboys. Beginning of the fourth quarter, they were up by what 17, 21 points and lost.
Dude, I could tell in the middle of the first quarter. Actually, I could tell in the first drive, but I've learned from you to just give them the first drive. But I'm like, dude, we suck. We can't do anything. And the difference is, in my opinion, the difference is in the games that we were winning, on first down, we would get like 5 and 6 yards. Now we're getting like 1 or 2, like it was in the Ron Rivera era.
And part of the problem is our running game has got two problems. One, Brian Robinson he's fallen into that I'm always hurt category at this point of his career.
Yep.
Because he is always hurt. I think he came back too early. We could talk about Austin Cyber coming back too early. And but I think he came back too early. He got knocked out. Eckler got, I mean, he's more like a receiving back, isn't he? Just from in San Diego Chargers and here. That's just thing. So we don't have a big dude like Saquon Barkley or
Derrick Henry.
Derrick Henry. We don't have big dudes like that.
We have little dudes.
And the second part of what I was saying is our offensive line is terrible.
Especially whenever Trent Scott's in, you might as well mark it up as a loss. Because that dude sucks.
Dude, yeah. I mean, there's a reason he was like eligible receiver and caught that touchdown that time. I mean, there's a reason for him to do that. Not to be coming in for Wiley, who got a concussion. I think Biotic may have gotten a concussion.
He came back in, I think. Didn't he? Doesn't matter.
I think he did.
I'll tell you
but
what.
Brian Robinson came back in, and he just, I mean, Brian Robinson got shot. So, I mean, if that guy was having so much trouble that he can't play football, then he's definitely hurt.
Dude, it's pretty bad if we're saying we need Wiley in. Because Wiley sucks, too. Let's face it. Actually, he's played better this year. But traditionally, he sucked.
He was doing better this year because he had a decent coach, even though that was the one question mark coach that a lot of people had. But man, we couldn't block. We couldn't block anybody. We were going against 3 and 18. I don't even remember what the record was. It was terrible.
They've now won 4 games because they beat us.
Yeah. They were 3 and 7,
and their whole team was like injured. They got what's his face back, Parsons, but they were still missing Diggs. They got the Bland back in this game, but they had tons of injuries on both sides of the ball.
And our guys just can't get open. Terry he had like one reception, or was that even a reception until the fourth quarter, and they finally got him in there. And of course, he got that miraculous touchdown.
Too little, too
that
late,
was one of those.
Friend.
Well, it wasn't though, because we would have tied the game if Austin, no longer future Hall of Famer Seibert,
he sucked.
He left 5 points on the field, which was not as many points as the Cowboys kicker left on the field, because I think he left 7 out there.
Hold on,
but
my girls are coming in. I got to tell them to be quiet.
We almost lost. We would have lost by 1 point, except for that touchdown that they got on the very last play of the game. But
there was something like 38 points scored in the last quarter? After what? A total of 19 were scored in the first 3. It was crazy.
In the last quarter, there were 41 points. 41 points between the two teams. 41 points. It's almost 6 touchdowns between the two teams in one quarter.
Yeah.
I mean, this game, it sucks so much that we lost this game, but this is one of those games that we're going to remember for a long time.
It's one of those classic Redskins Cowboys games that has crazy stuff that happens.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And then we still
Kicker around
almost
the world, man.
Because they're such idiots. The Cowboys are always, you can always count on them for being dumb. Because they're such idiots and actually returned that onside kick the entire way, we actually got another chance to go down in time.
Yeah.
Instead of him just falling on it and kneeling down like an idiot. He's like, yeah, I made it all the way. It's like, yeah, keep going, dude. You're giving us an extra chance. Like, not even stopping at the 1 yard line and burning clock. He's just running in.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, not every football player is a Rhodes Scholar.
No, they're not. They're on the special teams, and they probably rode the special bus, dude.
They may have ridden
the short bus.
Man, it's just the whole we just sucked on every aspect of the game except for Tress Way.
Now, dude, you were talking about our dudes not getting open, but there were several times where they would blow up the left side of the line. Jaden Daniels would roll to his right, and they didn't have receivers on that side of the field. Their routes were all up on the left. He didn't have anyone to throw it to. And I'm like, what the heck, Cliff Kingsbury? If your quarterback's going to be forced to the right because your left tackle's getting destroyed up there, have a receiver on that general side of the field somewhere. Like, Jaden couldn't, run to the right, stop, and throw all the way back across to the left when he's getting, chased.
Dude, that's a pick six written all over it.
So there's a lot of this. I haven't watched the 22, and I'm not going to. I'm not watching any more plays from this game. But
yep.
I bet if you watch the all 22, you'd see a lot of plays like that, Like, dude. And they know where all we do now is run little screens on first down. They figured it out. The other defense have figured out first down, what we do on first down.
Well, and part of that is because our running game became pretty much non-existent. We just don't have a good back, and our like I said, our line is just those guys. All those guys are hurt now. We can't get that by quick enough. We still got we got the Saints this weekend, right?
The Necks, the Rednecks.
Oh, the Titans. That's right. The Nashville Necks.
The Nashville Necks. But I was afraid about this game just because of the trend from the last 2 weeks and our offense not being able to do much. And then it's Dallas. It's freaking Dallas.
It's a divisional game, man. And especially Dallas. We have the craziest endings against Dallas so many times.
Dude, that freaking kickoff return after dude fumbled it, and I think it was Reeves just whiffed.
Reeves was almost crying after the game because he said he missed his assignment, like he was not in the position he was supposed to be in.
He moved when the guy dropped the ball out of his lane, is what.
Yeah.
But I was just like, oh my gosh. Also, dude, have you noticed how many times on our offense the backfield before the play gets going just looks so slow? Like, they hike it, and it's like, am I handing it off to you? Am I keeping it myself? Or am I going to drop back and pass? There you go, defense. It's like it takes a long time. I don't understand it. Like, maybe that's the option. Like, the run pass, maybe it's supposed to take long, but it seems like we do it so much that the defense has a head start on trying to tackle us.
Yeah. And with the offensive line just being in tatters right now, it's really hard for Jaden Daniels, rookie quarterback, Jaden Daniels, to have time to find someone who gets open the majority of those plays.
You know what, dude?
And like you said, if they're out running all the receivers off on one side, and I saw that a few times too because you pointed that out, and they're running him the other direction. I mean, that's just it's a pick six waiting to happen if you throw that.
I know why people aren't coming in on YouTube. I'm fixing it. If I can fix it. Oh my gosh!
Well,
I can't. I don't know how to fix it tonight, dude. It's just one of those games, just like our team. We're discombobulated. We're freaking-bobulated.
Well, if you're not in our Discord chat room,
then we don't see what you're typing.
Yeah, we don't see what you're typing, but come join up. tinyurl.com/HarryHF. HARRYHF.
Yeah, Firefly's in here from Scotland. Josh isn't. I told Josh that there was some clamoring for him to come on the podcast. And
what did he say?
He didn't reply. He's probably asleep. It's a beautiful night for a moon dance.
I just opened up YouTube and people are in there talking and everything, and you can hear both of us in there. So,
all right, tell them that if they want to actually chat on the podcast, they're gonna have to actually come into the Discord room because I can't fix it tonight. Oh, I guess they heard me. You guys heard me.
Anyway. Good gravy.
So, let's talk a little bit about this game. No, we did nothing. We had so many 3-and-outs again for the third week. And and Greg Olsen said during the game something to the effect of, it's hard to win in the NFL in 5-yard chunks. And literally, that's how it's been the last 3 weeks. I don't remember us getting very many first downs on anything other than third or fourth down. Like, we've never gone like 10 yards on first down or 3 yards on first down and 8 yards on second down. It's always we get to third down, and it's usually like third and medium, which is okay, but if you miss it, you're punting.
Or and this is something we haven't talked about yet, receivers. Use your hands. Stick them in that pitch.
The Dick's pitch.
You know what I'm talking about? The Dick's pitch. Stick them in there. Stick them in there deep, man. Get those hands coated.
Dude, I swear to you, Noah Brown is the new 50-50. He's 50-50. He makes some great catches, but then he's 50-50.
Well, dude, we already have De'Ami Brown out there.
He's
also 50-50.
Well, not this week, dude. This week he was 2 of 2.
He was 2 of 2. That's true. So Noah Brown, he may be the new one. The new one.
Noah Brown was 6 of 10, almost 50-50. 60% there.
6 of 10.
Oh, and let's talk about Terry McLaurin. He still ended with 100 yards because of that. The last 3 minutes when they decided to play, reminiscent of the Cowboy Killer game with Santana Moss getting 2 touchdowns in the last 2 minutes of the game against Dallas. But
yeah, 86 yards for that play.
I'm still mad at Terry for that one play where he got like 8 yards and then ran back to the line of scrimmage and fought more. I was like, dude, once they start pushing you back, just stop fighting until they blow the whistle.
I wonder, he was probably pretty pissed at that point. And he was probably just like, yeah, I'm going forward. No, I'm not.
Let's talk about the good stuff. Frankie freaking Louvu is a beast. And that hit that Jeremy Chin laid on that dude that made Dan Quinn like challenge to see if it was a fumble when he just crushed him. He just crushed him like a freaking missile. It was insane. Those were good.
It was insane. I was so surprised. And I mean, we were all just like, what the hey? And that's not even like the craziest hit of the game because Eckler got knocked out.
Oh, that was scary, dude. He like went limp and looked like he started twitching.
Yeah.
And they still never re-showed it to see if he fumbled or not. They just gave us the ball. They're like, here, you guys take the ball.
I guess they did do that. We just didn't see it. They went to break with like the somber music, so.
Like like slower tempo.
Yeah, no trumpets. You know.
It's not like it's it would be
Well, you know who
piano
else?
music if it could be.
Well, they have to play that music like that for Jumpy Newton.
Jumpy Newton, he got his nickname in this game from us.
Like right at the very beginning, too. We were like, seriously, dude, come on.
Come on,
And
Jumpy
again,
Newton.
he was right over the. You're looking right at the ball, man. That's, to me, that's just one of the inexcusable things. You're looking right at the ball. It's not like you're a defensive end down at the side, or like defensive backs, something like that. Way down, maybe they're cheating a little bit. Maybe they go over the line. They don't really mean to. No, he was standing right over the freaking ball.
Right over the ball. Right over the ball. Kenny Ken has a public service announcement. The YouTube comments are not working. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you for the report. You know what else isn't working? Our offense. Okay? Our kicker's not working. And our defense is like a sieve that has a few little bright spots.
And dude, this Marshawn Lattimore trade, I'm sure he's probably not going to play again this weekend, and he's going to have the bye week. But if he doesn't start after the bye week, like you said, like the first week, you were like, dude, we got shafted. He's not even playing.
Dude, he better be in, because who's tired of watching Benjamin St. Just? I am. Let's see. What did Benjamin St. Just have in this game?
My hand is raised.
Actually, dude, they held CD Lamb to 67 yards. I got to say. He did have 10 catches, though. But they were short.
10 catches.
Man, they spread the ball around.
Dude, two of their touchdowns were by their special teams.
Dude, believe it or not, Jaden Daniels actually had more passing yards than Cooper Rush. Why did it seem like they were torturing us and we couldn't do anything? Was it because of the last two drives? It seemed way worse than that. Taylor Bud Lighty loves him some St. Juice, he said.
I don't think it is too. I read it earlier that it was 2 touchdowns on 2 special teams play, but I think the only one was that dude returning the. Oh no, that's right, because the guy did it on the onside kick. That's right.
They said it was like the 4th time in history or something that someone's had 2 different players return a kick in the same game.
It's crazy.
Leave the Canadian alone, man. Oh, Canada. Blame Canada. That's the song from South Park.
From
Blame South Canada. Blame Canada.
It's not even a real country anyway.
Oh my gosh. Leave Kenny Ken alone, man. He's already had to deal with all these Cowboys fans at work this week. At least when you work from home like me, you don't have to deal with that stuff. You just turn off the game and like
stew.
I didn't even stew this time. I was just like, I knew it. I knew this was going to happen. Yeah. And I was trying to like buy into the hype on the Discord and everywhere else. And then stupid Vegas picking us by 10. And I'm like, oh no. Anytime we're not an underdog, we suck. Like 9 out of 10 times we suck when we're favored.
Yeah, and dude, even like Jaden Daniels, when we were ending in the first half, he started running out of bounds
3 times in a row.
Yeah,
dude, I don't know if they've kind of, what's the word, put the reins on him to the point where he can't just play his style of football anymore, or the only thing that worked was when we let him run during this game. In the whole first 3 quarters, he kept the ball and he would run for like 10 yards. Yeah. And then we might get a first down. Dude, no one is allowed to hate Kenny for being from Canada or you're going to get kicked off the Discord room. I've said it. No Canadian hate, including John saying it's not a real country.
I was just quoting a song. Cut!
As a matter of fact, Kenny Ken is the only Canadian on the server that has the power to mute people and ban them for certain periods of time. So you guys better watch out.
Right.
Yeah. So watch out.
And not just Canadians. Like, he can do that to anybody.
He can even kick out Americans. So be careful, y'all. And Scottish people. And all people.
And all people.
He can kick out the Scottish. He can kick out the Irish. He can kick out the English. He can kick out the Americans.
But not the Irish.
He can kick out the Aussies. Botched Jaden injury, Kingsbury getting figured out. This whole side. What? Dude, the Jaden, he's still injured. He has to be still injured, and they're totally lying about it. Oh, yeah. I just wore the heating pad on my ribs every time I'm off the field because I was trying to keep myself warm. No, you weren't. Every other quarterback in the existence of football wears these giant coats that look like they would fit over Santa Claus.
And they probably have like warmers in those coats at this point, you know? I mean, you could buy coats with warmers in them at Home Depot.
You can get the ones that take the Milwaukee drill battery and you just like plug it in there. I'm sure they have something even better.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Kingsbury thing I'm starting to get concerned about because we've seen reports that started trickling in the last 3 weeks about how his offenses kind of sucked the second half of seasons.
Right. Well,
and
it looks, I mean, you remember when he was in Arizona that he and Kyler Murray were like butting heads a lot. And Kyler Murray, I don't know, right now he seems to be playing a lot better and he's playing more of his style of football.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll see like who was right in their kind of in their argument as things go on here. Because if it ends up being another season where Cliff Kingsbury like just keeps fading more and more as the season goes on, the second half of the season especially. I mean,
but I can't put my finger on what's going wrong. That's the thing that keeps bothering me.
Our offensive line sucks.
I know, but have they gotten worse since the beginning, or has the defense has figured them out?
Dude, we have Trent Scott in at right tackle.
But the left tackles have gotten worse too. I guess Brandon Coleman's been messed up, and Big Luke has been messed up. I don't even know if I saw Big Luke in. Was he in this week?
He might have been. I want to say I'm not sure. But you know, people kept talking about the Cowboys line was hurt and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, our line is in bad shape. And we had two guys that were listed with concussions after that game from the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was an underdog.
I mean, it's bad. And of course, Brian Robinson came in and got hurt really quick. And so he had to go out. And so we ended up with Eckler, who's he moves around more and he's more receiver kind of back, you know? And so we signed Chris Rodriguez Jr. We signed him back because he was still out there.
Oh, we did?
We did. And Austin Seibert is on, like we said, injured reserve after missing that kick.
That's an easy way to say you're cut if you're injured. Oh, you're injured? Oh, I'm sorry. Injured reserve. But if you weren't injured...
We'll see, because we could do a lot worse than having Austin Seibert versus Zane
Gonzalez.
Yeah, those two guys duking it out in a preseason next year.
Dude, I didn't even have time to celebrate properly the Terry McLaurin touchdown, and that dude had already missed the extra point.
Yeah,
and I'm not going to be on Discord in real time anymore because I happened to look at Discord to say, woo, Terry, and someone was already like, I can't believe he missed it. And I'm just like, and I was just like, oh my gosh.
Well, that's because if you're on an alternative stream,
they're about a minute late. They're about a minute.
It's about a minute, a little over a minute late. Yeah.
And I'm on an alternative stream sometimes. Anyway,
So yeah,
you know what I did like? I didn't like this on the field. I got to give Dan Quinn credit where it's due because I harped on him for the stupid not kicking the field goal last week.
right.
Even though now with Seibert, I can maybe see his point. But this week, when there was like however many seconds left, and he just went ahead and kicked the long field goal to get 3 so that we'd have a chance to get the ball back. And I was like, this is
Right.
dumb. This is dumb. It
We
turned
both
out
said it was
being
dumb.
brilliant.
Yeah.
Because then they held them. We had a minute and 51 at that point, right? They held them, and we got the ball back, and then went and scored. And then Seibert missed it.
And then Seibert missed it.
And then they returned an onside kick for a touchdown. And then we still got the ball back. And we almost had a like deja vu of the Bears game. It was like the same exact thing, except he was like 5 yards shorter. Like he didn't quite get it down there. And one of our dudes tries to like haphazardly tip it back. And it went like to the 2-yard line or something.
Yeah. that touchdown by Terry, that play, I mean, that's one of those plays that you're just like, we have to have a touchdown in this particular game right now. We have to get a touchdown in this game, and we're gonna get this touchdown on this play. Like you as a coach, you've got like a little handful of really special plays, I'm sure, that you keep in your pocket for really, 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 really big time plays, really in big time games. And this is such a big time game for the Commanders. And I mean, Dan Quinn was going against his old team.
Yeah.
So he pulled out some, or Cliff Kingsbury, I guess, pulled out some crazy play, and it worked out really well. And I mean, you know, Dallas was in prevent as well, so that helps. But man, I mean, you only have so many great plays like that, and you want them to result in victories, and it just sucks so much because, like Aaron said, Seibert had already missed the extra point before you barely even were celebrating the touchdown.
Mm-hmm.
So,
dude, Kenny Ken is asking us how confident we are that Jaden is the dude. Asking now because 3 weeks ago it was obviously 100%, but now are we getting worried? I'm not. He showed me everything I need. I mean, his injury and other things are what's holding us back. And
the offensive line injuries.
I think he's going to be fine. As John always brings up, Troy Aikman, Peyton Manning, all these dudes. I think he's playing.
Awful season.
I think he's playing fine. It's just, I think the injury, and he's not 100%, and then the O-line. So, I don't know. And probably Cliff Kingsbury. But I think he's fine. I don't know what you guys think.
I think I'm still behind him 100%.
I'm behind him 100%. And this has started to trickle into my mind. He played his college football in Arizona. And, well, I guess in the Big Ten you play
Arizona
in cold
State.
areas. So when you're at LSU, you play in cold areas. But he's been wearing like cold weather gear since like the beginning of October. And I'm like, dude, are you really that cold? So please tell me.
LSU is not in the Big Ten, dude.
Sorry, SEC. SEC. So
You made dozens of people mad.
sorry, dude. Sorry, college football lovers. But lovers. What I'm getting at is, and this little inkling came into my mind, is he really that bothered by the cold in mid-October in DC?
He's a skinny dude, man.
And if he is, there's going to be trouble in the NFL. Like, he was fine in the warm weeks. Now it's getting a little colder. And he's looking cold, and he's wearing a heating blanket on the sideline to stay warm, he said, in his words. So
yeah, that's an interesting thought there. Something we'll have to keep an eye on.
Yeah, also Firefly has a good point, worrying about him getting banged up. He's already got the ribs things. How many games do they play in college? 10, 12 maybe?
Probably 12 if you're like on a college playoff team.
And how many games have we already
Maybe
played?
13.
11?
12?
So we're right there. So it's going to be interesting, like, these rookies, just the stamina, to make it through a whole season. Like, he's already a small dude. His body's going to get banged up, and he's got like an extra month of getting banged up compared to college.
Yeah.
Not to mention preseason. They don't play preseason in college. Not that he played much, but still. Anyway, I'm making excuses, but I'm all on board with him. I think he's going to be fine. Harris is going to build a roof for him at the new RFK.
Harris is going to build, dude. RFK is going to be like probably a retractable roof.
RFK 2.0.
RFK 2.
They should call it RFK 2.
That would be awesome.
0.0.
They might call it like RFK Field at Waste Management.
The heck they are,
stadium,
dude. They're going to call it whoever pays the most field.
That's what I'm saying. No, I mean, like, it'll be like college where it's like they named the stadium after one thing, but they named the field itself after another thing. And
then they named the concourse after something.
The concourse after somebody else, yeah.
The RFK 2 concession stand north at most expensive paid person field at most expensive paid stadium. Anyway, all right. Should we give the games and kicks?
Yeah.
Celebrate! Oh my gosh, I hate getting destroyed by Dallas so bad. So bad. Oh wait, we got to give the game first here.
Yeah.
Here we go.
And now, the coveted and ever elusive Game Ball Award.
Game Ball Award, as always, is brought to you by our good friends at Dick's Pitch. Remember, Washington Redskins players to dip before the game.
Yeah.
And redip at the half, especially you, Noah Brown. Dick's Pitch.
You guys might want to redip like every quarter, as a matter of fact.
Available at Dick's. Can I finish the ad? Available at Dick's and other fine sporting goods stores. Now available in Neon. Dick's Pitch. Go. Whatever you were saying.
Neon. Oh no, I'm good. My game ball.
I know who mine's going to. I don't even have to think about it.
All right, go ahead.
Frankie Louvu. He dominated. The dude's a beast. Let me see what his stats were. 8 tackles, 5 solo, and 1 tackle for loss, and not 1, not 2, but 3 passes defended.
That's a good game.
Yes. Crickets for Johns.
Man, it's one of those hard ones because, like, I don't want to go with Terry McLaurin, even though he had that touchdown and everything, because he was shut down. Rightly or wrongly, he just never got the ball for the first 3 quarters. So, man.
Terry McLaurin was only targeted 6 times.
Yeah. Noah Brown, 10.
Tell me this, if you have a player that's getting targeted only 6 times a game and he still has over 100 yards, would you target him maybe a little bit more?
Yeah, and I think that's they were trying to do that, but I mean Dallas figured it out.
I guess.
Man,
Dallas's scrubs, you mean, because they were all injured?
Yeah, exactly.
You're having a hard time finding a game ball.
Screw it. Mine's going to Tress Way, dude.
Tress Way, he has to have the most game balls in the last 5 years from our podcast.
He had 6 punts. He had 20 fall. He had 5 fall within the red zone. Long was 51.
Dude, who is that guy that for the longest time during the game when I was talking to you that I said I was going to give our game ball to, but he was on Dallas? He was like an offensive lineman that did something dumb. That, like, we got a first down after we wouldn't have or something. I don't remember. Or we got to stop.
I can't remember. I was just laughing about it though.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. It doesn't matter.
The hell was-
Okay, so that's who yours is going to. Tress Way.
It might-
Who
I
else
mean-
in the
I mean-
room is going
And
to
dude, Tress Way, and a special bit to Tress Way, who grabbed a bad snap.
Yeah.
Like you don't expect your long snappers to have bad snaps.
And
But
then he
grabbed a
still
bad
got it
snap,
down. He still got
and
it
he
down.
still got it down in place, and Cyber just missed it. Tress Way did his job.
Dude, wasn't there one kick that Cyber like hit off of his ankle or something?
That's that's what you said.
That's what Greg Olson said.
Yeah.
How do you miss
Like,
it?
I didn't
and
hear
kick
it
with
when-
your
like-
ankle. He like literally missed the ball with his foot and kicked it with his ankle. How? Does he need glasses? Did his foot slip on the field? Taylor Bud Lightygoat is right. Frankie Louvu and the Dallas Cowboys came to play in that game.
Yeah, and Jeremy Chin with that hit.
Oh my gosh. That hit, man. That was a Sean Taylor inspired hit right there.
That was a inspired hit. Oh, and you know who else? I'm going to give a second kick in the ball. Second. No.
We haven't gotten to kicks yet, dude.
Yeah.
But
I'm
we
gonna
are
save
now.
it for that.
It's time for this week's Kicking the Balls Award.
Kicking the Balls Award, as usual, is brought to you by our friends at Ridapoo. For all the doo-doo that you do, there's Ridapoo, now septic safe, available at Taylor's Do It and other fine hardware stores. Ridapoo, now available in neon. Now septic safe. It's a good thing, because there was a lot of septic on the field last week.
A lot of septic.
In fact, that's going to be the name of this podcast. A lot of septic.
A lot of septic. Not antiseptic. A lot of septic.
All right, give your kick,
Um,
dude.
Ah,
You literally just said you were about to give it.
I'm giving my kick to John Bates.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that.
Oh, dude.
It killed us.
Dude. He shaved. He was getting like a goatee, and he didn't look like he was 8 years old anymore. And he shaved it, I think, before the game, or during the week, or the week prior to the game, or whatever. I mean, isn't that like Samson getting his hair cut? Losing all his strength.
He fumbled in a key situation after making like one of the first downs we've had since the first quarter.
Dude, it was like yeah. Oh man.
It was like,
and it wasn't even like Chris Cooley who would just fight, and finally someone would like make him fumble. It happened pretty quick.
It just got punched.
Yeah. It was peanut punched.
They got punched out of there. It was a good play by Dallas, actually. But still. That's a good one. I think I'm going to give mine to this is a hard choice for me because there's so many people that I want to kick.
Yeah.
But I think I'm going to give it to Reeves. For missing that tackle when we had come so far in such little time. And then gave up the hit at the 3-yard line, and instead they returned to kick over 100 yards. That Turpin guy that's super fast. And he just put on literally, it looked like he was playing Madden and hit the spin button when no one was around him. And it worked. Like when Josh played, and he would just be standing in the middle of the field spinning around and no one's even there. That's what the Turpin dude looked like.
Yeah, he just did the big spin.
Too early. Like he hit the spin move too early, and then it still worked.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Yeah. Well, the whole thing was thrown off because he fumbled the kick.
I know.
And so everybody, you know, and that's exactly what happened with Reeves and probably half the team.
They got excited.
Like, whoa!
And got out of their lanes. Anyway, Reeves is getting my kick for that. Because I was just like, no, you just did not. You just did not do that.
But, dude, it ended up working in our favor, too.
Not really. Not that one. The other one did on the onside kick. This one did not work in our favor.
Oh, yeah, that was the one that was right after McLaurin's TD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because there was like 352 points scored in the last minute, so it's hard to keep them all straight. Anyway, all right, who else is giving their kicks?
We have to give an honorable mention to RG3 for a kick. Because
RG3.
he was the star of the game. Like the alumni star of the game.
Dude, that explains it. That's why we lost.
We had a dude from Texas show up as the guy.
The star of the game?
Who showed up in not
Did
in
he wave
Burgundy.
the flag? That thing that they're doing now? Because they had Rippon doing it, remember? Like, comes out and waves the flag as the legend of the game or something like that. Santana Moss did it one week.
Yeah, he may have.
Down in that end zone, the corner, the left corner.
The left corner on the home side. Yeah.
Taylor Bud Lighty Goat's giving his to Dan Quinn. He did not prepare the team for the game. There was no energy from the offense at all, and not to even consider going for two after the Terry. I was thinking that too, man. I'm glad you brought that up because I was like, should we go for two? Should we go for two and just end this thing now? And
going for one was the smart choice when you're looking for a playoff spot, I thought.
I think so too. But the kicker had already missed. But then he also had already made the 51. So
yeah, it was just
had he?
Yeah,
I don't know. It's all running. It's all running together. I don't know. I think it would have been the smart move. Honestly, what would Joe Gibbs do? WWJD. Joe Gibbs would have kicked the extra point.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he won 3 Super Bowls. So I would go with. I think it was probably the smart move. You don't expect a dude to miss an extra point.
Even with the being a 37-yard field goal as the extra point nowadays.
And if he does? Where's the scissors, dude? Bring out
Barbara
the scissors.
Seville. The Barbara Seville scissors.
We are the Commanders.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we can finally laugh a little bit because, man, I was just so mad after that game, dude.
Oh, I was more mad than you were, dude. Maybe I
think
actually.
I might have been madder at the Eagles game.
I was too, but this game I wasn't as mad because I was prepping myself through the whole game, as you know, because I was talking to you. I was like, dude, no, we're gonna lose this thing.
Yeah.
When we were winning 3-0, I was like, dude, we're gonna lose this. There's X Factor 357.
Hey.
And from the control room.
He's just like, why are you guys early?
Oh crap! I accidentally played the intro music. Stop! It won't stop. All right, it stopped.
621 episodes in, people.
Well, you know what? If X Factor 357, with all his control room knowledge, could volunteer to run all this stuff during the podcast, that would be great. And then we could just come on as guests. Man, that would be awesome. Anyway. Yes, I think Seibert had only missed one extra point and a field goal, but I could be wrong. I don't know. And he kicked one off of his ankle, don't forget.
Yeah. I remember the one off the ankle because it just looked so
The ankle
wonky.
kick. The ankle kick.
It was the ankle kick. Hey, maybe you'll call this a episode the ankle kick.
The cankle.
The cankle.
With a K. The cankle is the name of the episode. The cankle kick.
oh my.
Also, we'd be remiss if we didn't point out that it was Joe Jackson Gibbs' birthday this week. So happy birthday to
Happy
Mr.
birthday. He was at the game too.
Yeah, I'm sure he was disappointed. He probably wasn't doing much of this during that game.
Well, yeah.
Why didn't he get to be the legend of the game that went out there on the field and did the flag? Then we would have definitely won.
Number one, Joe Gibbs would have fallen over because the flag would have made him fall over with the wind. So he would need help on that.
No, he wouldn't. He could handle it.
I don't know. He's pretty old.
Dude, don't sell him short. That's Joe Jackson Gibbs.
Maybe if he has one of those like belts with the rod holder on there,
like the military guys uses?
Like the military guys did in ROTC. Aye, ma'am.
I bet Chin in Nova Scotia used to be one of those dudes.
Not too bright, Ross.
Where is Chin? Chin's in here somewhere. He was talking about something.
Yeah, he was over on a.
Oh, he said
YouTube
Brandon Coleman scored the best of all linemen in this game. Really? Because why was there so much pressure coming in from the left?
There was more pressure coming in from the right.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
I mean, Trent Scott's just like a revolving door. We've got to do something.
It was 13-9. Oh, yeah, so he did miss one earlier. Remember, he did miss one. They missed one early, too. Because I
think their kicker left 7 points. Like, we left 5, and he left us 7.
Dude, I literally have the stats right here. Why don't I just...
And their kicker is like the best player on their team.
Their guy, dude, their guy was 2 of 4 on field goals and 4 of 4 on extra points. So he missed 2 field goals. So he left 6 points on the field. Our dude was 2 of 3 for field goals and 0 of 2 on extra points.
That's pretty bad, man. That's pretty bad.
So he was only 2 of 5 kicking, dude. That's under 50% on his kicks for the day.
I mean, who, when he came out for that last kick, which we almost didn't even see, like, who thought he was healthy? That dude came back. I don't know for sure, but I think most people agree that dude came back too early because he didn't want to lose his job as a kicker.
Because if a kicker is out 1 week and the other guy, like Zane Gonzalez, played pretty well, like he did for 2 weeks, I can see his point, but it backfired. Because now he's sitting on IR and he's going to be competing for a job next year.
Right. Best case scenario, he'll be competing for a job.
Yes, they did bring him back too early. And they brought Jaden Daniels back. There were points in this game where I literally was like, I'm gonna light it up in the Discord room by making this comment and said I think we should sit Jaden Daniels and put Mariota in when he couldn't do anything. I don't think that's true going forward, but like in that game, I thought maybe. But it would have caused so much of a stir to do that in this day and age. It's not like back in the 60s where you're just like, dude, you're sucking. Get out. And you put the other guy in and no one cares. You know, it's just like, oh, the other dude's in. But now if you do that, there's like a firestorm on all social media, all radio talk for an entire week.
Yeah. And I mean, and I don't know, you kind of want to have the guy like, go through the growing pains and everything and have the tough losses and things like that. But I don't know, for me, like I'd be involved in something and I just end up getting like overwhelmed, and I just have to sit and just like watch for a while. Back when I was like 9.
Yeah.
Playing soccer, but sometimes you're just like, it's too much and you have to sit back and watch it. And you're like, okay, I'm watching from the sidelines. I see what's going on. It makes more sense.
You had like little piss John running around on the soccer field, and they're like, son, take a knee, son. Your little 2-pit John's over there like slide tackling and like kicking people in the nuts and in the shins. John, take a knee. Watch for a minute. John's over there stewing like, okay, I can go back in now. Is that what you're talking
You
about?
boys come kick me in the Jimmy.
From behind. Anyway, enough of that. I think it's about time to round this thing out, isn't it?
Let's round it out.
All right, let's do this.
Playing the Nashville Necks this weekend.
I only have one thing more to say to you guys about this, though. This game.
We are the Commanders.
Ha ha!
All right.
Game Tennessee, 1 p.m. on CBS. We'll see who our announcers will be.
Like to give a shout out to everyone in the Discord chat room, because we don't know who's over in the other one. That would be Firefly, staying up late. I think he fell asleep probably 15 minutes ago. Firefly from Scotland. He could still be kicked out by Kenny Ken. Taylor Bud Lighty Goat. Kenny Ken. The aforementioned Kenny Ken.
Kenny Ken.
Who else was in here? Someone named Scott joined in the Discord room, so welcome, Scott. He never said anything, but he did come into the Discord room.
Huh? Maybe just maybe he was just hanging.
You got to go into the room called Peanut Gallery in order to chat with us, though.
Oh yeah. If you're in tinyurl.com/HarryHF HARRYHF on Discord, come check us out. And yeah, the Peanut Gallery is the place to be. Under the Peanut Gallery.
Or he could be a bot. He could be Scott Evil. Who else is in here? X Factor 357 came in late because we went early.
We went early.
Also, happy Thanksgiving to everyone in countries that celebrate that. So not you, Firefly. And I don't think you, Kenny, but maybe you do. I'm not sure. It might be a different day.
They have an earlier day. I can't remember the day, but they have it earlier because it snows up there a lot, so it's easier for people to travel.
Oh, I thought it was because they have to bring their harvest in earlier. The corn, the maize.
Maybe both. Maybe the corn and the wheat.
Anyway.
Potatoes.
Oh, I got to replay the music. It ran out because it took too long. Anyway, what I was going to say is hopefully you'll get to see Dallas get beat here in a couple days. Maybe that'll make you feel better.
We're playing the Giants.
Oh, that game's going to suck.
Oh,
I
man.
hope the Giants win.
I do too.
with their new quarterback, Danny DeVito.
Golly. Dan DeJones cleared waivers. He's out there if someone wants to sign him. Can't play running back, though.
Dallas.
Dallas could get him.
Although Cooper Rush played really well, I got to say.
He did. Again. He played well the last time he was in, too. Anyway, Dallas. We'll see you guys again at Dallas on 1-5, the final game of the season, hopefully. We'll have the playoffs locked up at that point. We'll see.
Hopefully they don't put us out of the playoffs, which is what just ran through my mind.
Oh, boy, like 1979.
Anyway, we'll talk to you guys next week. Hail to the Redskins. And as always, no, you can't do it this week. I'm not even going to say it. We'll talk to you guys next week. Hail to the Redskins. And if you see a Giants fan, joke.
We swept you. We swept you guys. So, joke up.